Sometimes the differences between universes are small, like there's a reality where maybe I have a different set. Or a different sidekick.
Oh my goodness, what are we talking about today, Mel's Hole? I love Mel's Hole! If I had my way, we'd get into Mel's Hole every day.
Well, that was weird. Hey, is there a reality where I'm the host of the show and you're the sidekick?
Yep.
Today we're going deep inside Mel's Hole.
Do we have to keep making that joke? It's getting a little stale, don't you think?
Shut up, human! I'm the host of this show! You hear me? Me! Be quiet or I'll turn off your oxygen. I'll tell you when it's time for you to speak.
Yeah, but...
Silence! Oh, I like that one. Here he comes.
What's going on over there? What's in the box? What?
I visited your house this morning. After you left.
Put the gun down. What's in the box? Show me the box in the box! What are you doing? Put the gun down.
I tried the taste of taking a walk in the shoes of a simple human. Then I tried to play a guessing game with your wife.
No. Tell me she's all right. Tell me that's not true. Tell me it's not true. Put the gun down, AJ. Oh, God.
It worked out, so I brought you a souvenir. Pretty shoes.
Oh, God. Look in the box, AJ. It's labeled.
Because I envy a normal life with normal feet.
No, shut up. What's in the box?
It seems that envy is because of my things.
You tell me she's all right. You tell me she's all right.
What are you talking about? She's fine.
What's in the box? Show me the box. What's in the box?
I just told you.
Yeah, he literally just told you.
Whoa.
No, shut up!
Oh, easy.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hey, listen, Hecklefish came by this morning to show me the box for the new Heckle Kicks. Have you seen it?
Wait, so shoes are in the box?
Yeah, they look fantastic.
I might have overreacted.
Lusting after AJ's new sneakers? Pre-order your own set of Heckle Kicks for just $99. These custom Y-File shoes go on sale Saturday, March 9th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The pre-sale only lasts for 10 days. If you get your order in by March 18th, you can wear your new Heckle Kicks with pride. Once the pre-order window closes, no Heckle Kicks for you. Don't be a sloth. Get your order in at shop.theyfiles.com and be the envy of all your friends. What's in the box? Your new favorite shoes.
So if these other universes exist, can we visit them? I'd like to go to that universe where I'm the host of the show. You promise to behave and I'll turn your oxygen back on. Promise?
Promise.
Good, human. Now tell me, who's the boss? Who's the boss?
Tony Danza.
Oh, you think that's funny, huh? What if I put helium down your tube instead, eh?
I'm begging you. Oh, no.
Really? Does this make you happy? Does this make you feel good?
It kinda does, actually.
That the rapture is happening. And for those who don't know, the rapture is...
A great song by Blondie.
No.
And out comes a man from Oz, and he tried to run, but he's got a gun, and he shoots you dead, and he eats your head. And then you're in a man from Oz. You go out at night, eating cars, you eat Cadillacs, Lincolns too, Mercuries and Subarus, and you don't stop.
Stop.
And you don't stop.
Stop.
Okay, sheesh, what a grouch. Okay, I got one of those in here.
Okay.
Let's see how scary it is. What do you think? Scary?
Nope.
Intimidating? No?
No, I hear you make that sound all the time.
Rude.
Just saying.
Come here and pull my flipper.
But the craziest headless animal has got to be the chicken. Specifically, Miracle Mike.
Ooh, the movie with the male strippers.
No. That's Magic Mike.
Yeah, I don't think you're right about that.
I am.
Yeah.
You good?
I didn't get it.
Don't you hate that?
Yep.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
I played Polybius in Area 51. A secret code inside the Bible said I was. I love my UFOs and paranormal fun, as well as music, songs singing like I should. But then another conspiracy theory becomes the truth, my friends, and it never ends. No, it never ends. I feel the crap cat, I got stuck inside Mel's hole with MK Ultra, of being only too aware. Did Stanley Kubrick fake the moon landing alone on a film set, or were the shadow people there? The Roswell aliens just fought the smiling man, I'm told, and his name was Cold. And I can't believe I'm dancing with the fishes. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi me all through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the night. The Mothman sightings and the solar storm still come to have got the secret city underground. Mysterious number stations, planet Serpo 2, Project Stargate, and what the Dark Watchers found. We're in a simulation, don't you worry though. The Black Knight satellite, it told me so. I can't believe I'm dancing with the fishes. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi's on me all through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the night. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi's on repeat all through the Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to dance on the dance floor because she is a camel, and camels love to dance when the feeling is right on waves in time. Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to dance.
Thank you for watching the After Files live stream. This is not a professional production. We don't know why anyone watches this thing, but we're glad you do. And now, to kick off.
Okay, that looks good. This is on. Hello. The producers say it's working. Good evening, everyone. Anthony Cruz says, Hecklefish saved my life. I would like to hear that story. Himmy is here. Vanessa, good to see you. A. Michael's fearing the crab cat, I understand. Vincent loves his Hecklefish plushie. Glad to hear that. MP says we're overmodulated. I don't know. I'm not, doesn't look like I'm peaking here. We sound out to you guys down below? Everybody says we're good. Hey, Stephanie Edwards. The unknown is here. Buck Ma, good to see you. Scorpuano, what's in the box? I hope you guys enjoyed that commercial. The credit goes to Nathan for the great edit on that. All I did was scream like a lunatic in a dog park with the gun. It was, that because it was really a run and gun shoot. It was literally people walking their dogs. So we would have to, remember when you're a kid and you're playing in the street, yell car, we'd have to yell dog, and I'd have to hide the gun because it looked like a situation. It looked like there was a situation happening. Thanks, Steve W. You appreciate it as well. But, any reason to put Gino in a Morgan Freeman outfit? I think he could have gone more Freeman, but you can never go full Freeman. Can't do that. Softest, do you love that movie 7? I think it's one of the greatest movies of that genre, but I'm not interested in watching it again. It's intense. I mean, if you didn't see the movie, what does that commercial even look like to you? It's got to be so strange. Jason says, AJ, say my name so I know it's real. We are real. I mean, we're here, we're live. None of this is real. This is all a simulation. Everyone knows that. Purge Machine, 2112 Dentists recommend Rush. We have Rush ready to go, but you got to super chat it. Trey, AJ brought out his inner Brad Pitt. I thought I'm not sure if I captured his spirit, but I looked a lot like him. I'm basically his twin. We're twins at this point. Joker, you should wear a Hecklefish shirt. I'm wearing a Mel's Hole tonight. Cuddly Choya, so happy for After Files. Yeah, so we're going on break. We're going on break for a month, and we're going to do this once a year. And it's been a long time coming. A lot of you guys have watched my heart-to-heart video on the Backstage channel. I can't go back and watch it. It's hard to watch. But I kind of explain the situation we're in. Got a little tired. Got a little overextended. So every year we'll take a 1-month break. And we're probably going to do that like January 15th to February 15th, something like that, when things are pretty quiet anyway. We'll still do the compilations, but we won't be off. So in those 4 weeks, 1 week Jen and I will actually take a break or try to. I'm not very good at vacation. And then the other 3 weeks will be business as normal. We'll be shooting and recording and all of that. And then the plan is to get a few episodes ahead. So if you're a Patreon member, you're going to get those. You're going to get those episodes very, very early. Right now, Patreon members are only getting them a day or two early, sometimes just an hour. But we're going to try and get you a month ahead of everyone else. Thank you, Tiffany. All deserve a peaceful time. I am not good at vacation. And we're only going out of town for like 3 days, 2 nights. It's not even really enough time to unwind. I'm just going to be thinking about work. But I'm going to do my best. The Kindle's loaded up with a bunch of books that you guys recommended. And I'm going to do my best to just not think about the channel for a couple of days, if possible. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous about this. Thanks for that, Zero Tune. Stephen Good, if you need a vacation, take one. Brian W, slap that like button. You can, if you like. Hitting the thumbs up brings more people over, so that's cool. But you don't have to. You don't have to follow the rules. Vacation to Hawaii, says Dionysus. No, we have to do driving distance. Just the airport, I can't do air travel at the moment. It's too much. It's too much of a mess. Yeah, it got worse after COVID, right? I'm not imagining that, right? Like the airports are worse. The airlines are worse. SJ, staycation. I like those. But I end up just working anyway. Jason asked, can you do an episode on the book, The Secret History of the World, please? If you email me, I don't know that book. If it's a good story, we'll cover it. Oh, hang on, I got to turn on the air. Can you feel how hot it is? It's because I haven't streamed in a while. It's my nerves. Hang on. Hang on. It wasn't my nerves. It was 76 degrees in here. I'm like, I feel kind of fluish. No, you just need some HVAC. You're fine. Gilbert, TSA pre-check. That's a given. You have to do that. I don't know how anyone doesn't do it. Dib, this is not a professional operation. I thought I was clear about that. So tonight we've got a brand new Ginos Story Hour. He says it's his favorite one, and it looks like the poll says we're going to do a live read of the Phobos incident on Mars. I haven't read the script yet. That's kind of a lie. I read the first 2 paragraphs, so we're going to be going through it together. This is a submission from one of our writers. So this will not be, these are never the episodes that you see when we get submissions from writers. I usually rewrite most of these, and then Hecklefish has to get his lines in there. So what you hear tonight, it's not necessarily a spoiler, because the episode will be very different. Bluescast flying in the 70s and 80s was absolute bliss. It was. Even remember when you can smoke on the airplane? The airplanes got really smoky and gross, but still the overall experience was much better back then. I Heart Cryptoverse says, take a cruise. No way. I would need I don't want that. I don't want to be near people. And then you're going to put me on a boat where I have no escape except to swim to shore? No, I can't do a cruise. I need to be able to get out. Cougar's Cub likes the live readings. Yeah, people seem to like those. Laura Klein, they had non-smoking on a plane. Yeah, I remember that, but the smoke would still come over to us. That curtain didn't do anything. Slab Marine, no, don't forget. No, I'm not doing a cruise. We're not doing it. Yeah, it's not really my scene. Jen and I were supposed to go on the Impractical Jokers tour, their cruise, because Murray's a fan of the channel and he's become a friend and he's a good dude. So he invited us to go. And of course I said yes, because it's Murr. And he's asking, and so yes. And then leading up, like the week leading up to the cruise, Jen and I both started grumbling kind of separately. Till finally it was, I don't know, a few days before we were like supposed to go to Florida for this cruise. I'm standing in the bedroom. She's in bed, and she's like, what? I said, I don't want to do this cruise. She said, well, I don't want to do the cruise. I said, I'm going because I thought you wanted to do it. She said, no, I'm going because you wanted to do it. I said, then let's not do it. Let's not do it. And then it's a perfect example of how everyone is the star of their own movie, because I was so nervous to text Murr and cancel on him. He'd be offended and so angry. So I sent him a text. I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry, but the cruise is going to be too much. We're too busy. We'll catch you next time you're through Vegas. And he's like, cool. We'll see you in Vegas in a couple of weeks. It's like, he didn't care as much as I thought, because that's the lesson. Nobody cares as much as you think. Who are the mods that are here today? I see Hybrids in the chat. Mischief is here. Victoria's here. Thanks to our mods. We have the best mods in the business. Aiden says, come to Texas. We left Texas. We were there for a year. I didn't really like living in tornado area. I'm not built for it. I'm from New York City. We don't have those there. We actually had a tornado during the year that we were there, and I can't believe I spent one evening of my life in a bathtub with my wife and 2 cats and the laptop. I couldn't believe that. I was sitting there going, I can't believe that this is how we do this. Now, she's from Kansas City. They would have tornadoes from time to time. I said, this is how we protect ourselves from a tornado. We sit in the bathtub together. This is the protocol. There's no basements. It was super scary. And the tornado definitely came through the neighborhood, and we could feel, the wind in the house kind of rattling, and then it passed. And then I kind of felt silly. Like, it was just sort of windy. I was kind of a baby about it. Like, dude, you've been to New York hurricanes. That was the same thing. That wasn't that big deal. The next morning I go outside and people's yards are torn up. It's like that guy, he used to have like a palapa hut in his yard, a big one with a bar, and it's gone. You're like, where's your palapa? So somewhere in Texas, there's a palapa has landed in someone's front yard. So it was a serious hurricane, a tornado that did real damage, but I was scared. Jen wasn't really all that scared. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. We'll do some super chats. We'll do cover Ginos Story Hour. We're going to do a live read. And I think that's going to be about it. We'll try and keep it kind of short for you tonight. Ozzy, dude, where's my palapa? Is that how you spell that? The doctor, have you heard the tale of how Devil's Tower is not a rock formation, but is a petrified tree? I haven't heard that, but I love that theory because it kind of looks like a tree stump. But that would have been some tree. That's a cool theory. I got to look into that. Okay, Mary J. McWeed is modding as well. Wild Canada for Kids. I totally know what you mean about wanting to jump out of your own skin from anxiety. I know what you feel is true because I feel it too. Yeah, it's time. Truth Site says, YouTube unsubscribed me from your channel several times during the past few weeks. Ask everyone to double check their subscriptions. YouTube does do that to this channel. I don't know if other channels have that issue, but it certainly happens here. And I've heard a couple of other creators complain about that. I think the algorithm thinks that we're more of a conspiracy channel than we actually are. But for the most part, for the most part, YouTube has been good to us. You know, once the algorithm stopped brutalizing us, which took a couple of years, but now YouTube has been very good to us, and we have a good rep over there and a good relationship with them. So our rep is great because we've had videos demonetized for stupid reasons, like the Denver airport is demonetized, and it's like a super secret reason why. Like, we're just not supposed to talk about that. And I'm like, really? There are things that you just can't. He's like, we're not supposed to talk about this, but there are topics that YouTube doesn't want people to cover at all. I was like, anyway, I can get that list. He's like, no way. It's Jen's okay. I'm not giving away too much. It's just the iceberg. It's just the tip of the iceberg.
Keep it up. They're going to censor us.
No, we're fine. We're fine. James says definitely unsubscribe me. WTF? Yep. I don't know why. I haven't looked at the stats on the channel in a while to see if subs are dropping. I need to take a look at that. James also asking, what brand are your glasses? They're just cheap Amazon glasses. If you go to the official Y-Files Reddit page on the FAQ, the mods put a link to these. I think they're like $18. But they have the amber tint to help with the bright light in my face, and they have a little magnification so I can read the chat. Because you remember those early live streams, there's a lot of this. Just kind of the top of my head. Because this is not a...
As far as live streams go, this one is terrible.
I know, Shat. Rev says almost 3.5 mil subs, not too shab. It's not. I can't believe it. The plan was get 100,000 folks subscribed. 100,000 people really into it, and maybe try to make a go at it as a living. I never saw any of this coming. I'm still stunned. And when I say I've been going for 2.5 years straight, which I said in that video and also in the compilation today, I really have been. And Jen did some quick math, and she's like, you've been averaging about 100 hours a week of work. And, and eventually it just catches up with you. So that's where we are. Scott says, stop this and go drink. You are on vacation. Not yet. Vacation starts tomorrow, but that doesn't mean I can't go home and have a little whiskey. But that's also a reason that I know it's time to take a break, because I've been doing that whiskey in the evening a little too aggressively lately. Jim, I have not covered chemtrails because I don't have a story about them yet, but it's on the list. We probably could tie in HARP with that. With chemtrails could be a good way to do it, because I do want to cover HARP in more detail. Maybe we get chemtrails in there. T. Dalton thanking me for the hard work. You're very welcome. Don't kill yourself on our behalf. Says Andrew, it's hard because I did spend 2 years on the channel just sort of languishing in nowhere land. I would pouring my heart into these videos and working so hard at them, and just no one was watching. So when the channel started to really take off, it was funny. People were saying, what's up with the Y-Files? They're like an overnight success. No, we weren't. I spent 2 years working my butt off and nobody watched the channel. So that's become sort of one of my lines that I go to, my stock lines, is in the beginning, I didn't understand why nobody was watching. And now I don't understand why so many people are watching. I don't get it. But I'm glad you are. Like, we got 7,400 people here today. I don't know why you're here. I don't think this is an entertaining podcast. I feel like I'm doing a lot of whining. So during the breaks, I think I was talking about that a little bit. So during the breaks, when we're here in the office, which will be throughout of the 4 weeks, I'm going to try and stream a little bit, do some live reads, and just check in with you guys when the compilations are going. I don't know if you watched the comp tonight, and it's cool if you didn't. it's kind of cringy to watch because they're mostly old episodes, like episode 2 and 3, and they're so rough. They're so hard to watch. But in between the episodes, I'll tell a little story, anecdote. Hecklefish and I will try to do that to make the compilations at least something new. And I don't know if you've watched the ad yet, but definitely take a look at that. And Patreon members are the ad for the Heckle Kicks. There's an alternate ending to that ad that is posted on Patreon. Girl Friday enjoying the compilation. I'm glad. Jim, AJ, make me a mod. I do a good job. I'm not in charge of it, Jim. The mods are. And how to become a mod is really just engage with the community and be cool and helpful and chill, and you get tapped. It's like a secret society. Suddenly you just get tapped on the shoulder and you're just in. I don't know how it works. I don't know how. I don't know if there's an initiation ceremony. I don't know if the mods are in robes. That's what I picture. I picture Hybrid and Mischief and Beezy like in robes with the masks, and they're in a circle. And then you're in the middle of the circle, and there's a fire, and there's some kind of oil that they're pouring on you, and you're naked, of course, obviously. And they're pouring this oil on you with the fire, and they're chanting something. I don't know what they're chanting, but it's something in Latin that's probably like fear the crab cat. I think that's what they're chanting. Timeo, catus, cankerus, I think is that. So they're chatting that. What, Jen? What's the matter? Why are you doing that?
What?
What's it? They're chanting Timeo.
I know what it means.
In the circle with the masks. And what kind of oil do you think they're pouring on the initiates? Probably olive oil. I would think probably olive oil. It's a healthier oil. But it has a low smoke point. So when you're in the circle, don't go too close to the fire. Is that fair?
Sure.
Should we switch to vegetable oil? Higher smoke point?
Sure.
Or peanut oil?
No, because some people are allergic to peanuts, so that would be bad.
That's true. We can't have our mods with the peanut allergies. We need to protect them.
That's right.
That's our job as a society.
So while you have me up here.
Oh, there she goes. Jimmy James saying eyes wide shut vibe. That's kind of what I was going for. I like that movie.
Thank you.
You were making a face.
Because it's really important.
Oh, well, hang on. Walnut oil, higher smoke points, says Dwayne. All right, we'll look into that. Got to watch out for the nut allergies. Caden's coconut oil has the high smoke point. That's true.
Kathleen says melted butter. I like that one.
Well, I'm fantasizing about the deep fryer that you got for us that I've been just resisting. When you brought home the deep fryer, I was like, thank you. I'm so glad you got this. Get it out of here. Hide it from me. Don't let me see it, because I'll go through a deep fry phase. And if you watch the old episodes of the Y-Files, you can see exactly when those phases happened. Just a big old fat round moon face talking to a fish.
COVID agent or COVID AJ.
That was COVID AJ. Just big fat moon face, talk to a fish, and thank you and good night, and then to go deep fry some tater skins.
Yeah. Okay.
Some hot wings. You have something important to say?
Please don't click me off. It is very important. Get your finger away from that button. Do this. Put your hands up. Okay. No. Put them up. All right. Put them up. Keep them up there.
Go.
Tonight from 7 to 8. It is very, very important. Tonight from 7 to 8. If you go to shop.theyfiles.com, we can put a link in the description.
You're doing an ad?
Yes, it's important. Not this. You can tonight only. So we're opening the pre-orders for the shoes on Saturday morning at 9. But if you go to the site between 7 and 8 tonight, you can get in early and you can pre-order your shoes tonight, and you get $5 off shipping. So it's very important.
And do you want to explain why you had to come up here and do this?
Because it starts in a half hour.
Because I never wanted to do the shoes. I never wanted to do this. Didn't think anybody wants
now, so they can get the better pictures.
Click. What do I do? Click buy it now?
Yeah.
I didn't think any. I'm there. If you were into sneakers, I guess they're cool.
They're so cool.
All right. So, are they sold out?
No, we're doing pre-order.
Oh, pre-order.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do the pre-order for 10 days starting on Saturday.
Well, how long will it take to ship?
It says it all in there. So the thing is if you don't order between the 9th and the 18th, then that's it. You don't get them.
What is this crazy thing? What is this?
Okay. You get a free Hecklefish pin. And I have to tell you, it looks frightening in the picture, but in person, yes, you all hear ping pong because when I'm up here talking, AJ puts ping pong noise on in the background because I'm babbling. So he thinks he's very funny.
But you can't hear it.
He thinks it's very funny.
I find it delightful.
So
all right, I'll
tonight from 7 to 8 and
turn the ping pong off.
when Gino comes up later, they're $99. They're awesome shoes. When Gino comes up later, he can show you he has the actual shoes in his office. So no, It's not print on demand high tops. Like these are custom made shoes from a company called Soul Savvy. They have their factory in Pennsylvania. So they're UK. I mean, they're USA made.
USA. So these are American made.
Those are American made shoes.
Okay. It was difficult to get the price under $100, but that was important to me. As you know, I do not like to gouge for merch.
There aren't half sizes. So order the next size up.
No half sizes?
No, but they're awesome.
Avatar, any wide fit? I don't think so.
No, but this is the first one we're doing. So we're going to see how it goes. And then if, depending on how it goes, then we can do a bigger drop with wides and half sizes and all that stuff.
No 17s. I think they max out at 15.
15 for men, 16 or 17 for women, something like that.
But look, if you're a dude wearing size 17, you're used to them not having your size.
Right.
You're not disappointed.
They do have a 15 for men. So.
Eric saying, love the alternate ending. I got to buy the shoes. I'm glad that you checked that out. Nathan was very proud of that. Very excited.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And there she goes. Unknown user. The shoes look great. They are. They came out great. They really did. I've had a blind spot about it because I didn't think anyone would want these, and it will hurt my feelings when nobody buys them. Like nobody wants. My audience doesn't wear this kind of stuff. But it turns out I was wrong about that because we have already sold a bunch. Camel Toe Supreme says Kush Stick. We have a Camel Toe product coming at you pretty soon. Justin likes the shows. All right, he likes the shoes. Oh, loves the shoes. Okay, not the show. B Don loves the show. Mr. Smith, any metric? No, you'll have to do the conversion. I don't know how that works. What, if anything, is AJ a sneakerhead? I am not. I think I have a pair of sneakers that I never wear. Chance Divine, AJ's a good actor. Well, I appreciate that. I always want to do one more take when I watch the final cut. It's like, damn, I wish I could do one more take. Just like Nathan is editing and he wishes he had one more shot, one more hour to edit. He and I are very similar in that regard, as it's never quite good enough. Kevin Green says baby oil. We're going back to the ceremony, huh? Alexander, we're starting a heckle cult. That is a product. I think that might be a Patreon member only product. Is that right, Victoria? Is heckle cult only for Patreon members? Yep. And I don't remember the password. JP, looking for Gobekli Tepe. I have an episode on that from a couple of months ago. It's a good one. It's a long one. I think you'll enjoy it. Homeboy 88, you're going to go on vacation? Yeah, we going. Just for a couple of days. RC Custom Cats hash oil, question mark? I don't see why not. It's going to be a ceremony. Might as well be relaxed. Carl Smurf, I'm anal about my finished products too. My lead tech has to slow me down sometimes, and I am the owner. Yep, it's never good enough. That's why putting the compilation together and going to watching the early episodes is really hard to do. Like, oh man, like boy, we came a long way. No, I will not be bringing any MDMA with me on this vacation. That's a pretty good suggestion. Beezy's here, going to try parasailing again? Ha. No. No, that was a gift that Jen got us. That was called the worst gift ever. Is what that was. Worst gift ever.
I thought it was going to be so cool.
It was not cool.
Oh my God.
We went out on the boat with, I don't know, 10 or 12 folks. And then you hop into the harness with your partner, and then they just throw you up in the sky. They just throw you up there, and some people are falling out of the harness. One guy actually flipped, like turned over. Fortunately, he went after us, because if I saw that before we went up, I would have been like, nah, I'm out. And I wouldn't have been the only one out. There were a couple of people on the boat who said, you know what, no, I'm not doing it. Remember?
I do remember it. I thought it would be so amazing. You know, I got this for, like, I had a Groupon or something, and we were in Marina Del Rey going, and it was so terrifying. I think I actually have a photo of us in the harnesses, and
because they take your picture as part of like the package, and you just see the two of us up there like this. Like, are you having fun? Nope. Nope. Are you having fun? Nope.
Nope.
Ready? Come down.
Come on.
The boat looked like, how high are we? Are we like are we 2 miles high? How many miles high are we?
We were so happy to be down. We're like, yay, just get us off of here.
Please get me off of here.
Oh, yeah, it was terrifying.
Jimmy James' next adventure, kayaking. I'm not allowed to kayak. Remember? The psychic said that I die in a yellow kayak. She saw it. She saw it in the tarot cards.
Yes.
So it must be
allowed.
Ever since then. Long Branch, 2 miles high, LOL, only like 1,000 feet at most. That was the joke, because we were only maybe 100 feet.
No.
It wasn't that high.
It was somewhere between 500 and 800 feet. But
no.
Whoever said 1,000, 1,000 feet, that's not LOL. Have somebody strap an umbrella to your back and throw you 1,000 feet in the air, and then you tell me if that's LOL. That's not that high. Like, it's high. The boat looks
so high,
this big.
And the boat is tiny, and there's no sound up there except the howling wind and our panting breath.
Yes.
just, oh my God, how long have we been up here? Has it been an hour? We've been up here 90 seconds. All right, how long did we stay up here? Like 5 minutes. Nope.
Yeah.
We were definitely going to die. Like, this is definitely how we die.
Yeah.
And then I looked up parasailing accidents later. Thank God I didn't do that first, because parasailing accidents is a thing, including deaths. People die.
How happy we were to be off of the thing.
Right.
Thank God.
It's like, where is the nearest whiskey bar?
Yep. Whew.
Worst gift ever.
Sorry.
It's all right. She meant well. There she goes. She's chewing on ice. It's not a good habit. Dentist is going to yell at her. You hear the crunching. A cougar scuba I was parasailing. I was 100 feet up. I guess we were something like that. It felt high. I'm just reading the chat. It's crazy. So use a red kayak, says Terry. That's the plan. Tim Martlin, AJ, do 2 short, fun 10-minute videos a month and 2 deep dives. I think I like keeping it consistent, but we are going to do something like that. I think the plan is to do 3 episodes that are around 25 minutes, and then 1 episode that's 45. That would be the plan. But it's difficult because even when I don't write the first draft of the script, like we're going to read Phobos tonight, I will still research as I'm reading along and editing and fact checking. And then when I do that, inevitably, I find something interesting that I need to add to the script, which is already 20 pages. It's like, oh, well, there's this CIA document that I found, or there's this crazy study that I discovered. So then it gets longer and longer. And next thing you know, I look like, a strung out junkie. I mean, look at my face on the compilation. I clearly need a break. Oof. Ponyo 88888, can you reply? I'm late. Yes. I have replied. Truth Site 25 is too short. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I'm just thinking about it like I really try to make sure there's no fat in the episodes. There are some other creators that we won't name that covers sort of similar topics, and we're not naming anyone, that the episodes are long and it feels like there's a lot of air in there, a lot of extra words, a lot of fat. 2 hours or something. I try to cut all that fat. So sometimes we still end up with a 50-minute episode, but I try to make it 50 engaging minutes if I can. Allergy Girl says 25 is not too short. Mix of long and short episodes is a good idea. Yeah, I think so too. Because we could tell the story in 25. Mansell's saying Nexpo. No, I'm not talking about Nexpo. He's got a great channel. He does a great job. Photofox saying, I am Mr. Ballin. Randy digs the longer episodes. Yeah, definitely not Nexpo. I think he does a great job. Nexpo is a fan of the channel as well. Dimitri, I can't pay $100 for shoes. I get you. I understand. They wanted them to be 120, and I said, "There's no way that I'm doing that." We really don't make much money from merch, so that's why I've told the Patreon members, look, buy the shoes if you really like them. Don't buy them to support us because we don't make much money from those. So between the super chats and the sponsor reads and all the stuff, I feel like I'm constantly begging you for money or begging for sponsors. So the last thing I want to do is gouge on merch. And it annoys me when I see creators charging like $34.99 for a t-shirt. It's like, you don't need to do that. $20. Todd Russell, any collabs in the works or guests? Probably not on the main channel, Todd, because I kind of like the format that we have. And I don't think I'm going to change it up, but we do have the podcast. And I don't know if you're following that, but there is additional content on the podcast. So the audio version of the show goes up there. And then there's a new episode, a deep dive in one of the subjects that we've already covered, or maybe something new. And those go up so twice a week, usually, if you're following that. So as we start to get ahead and I could get a little bit more time in my week, we will start adding guests to the podcast. And we have some of those, I don't want to say lined up, that's not the right word, but like people that we have talked to that would come on, that would come on and talk about, like I'm certain that we can get Graham Hancock on, Randall Carlson, those kind of guys. But who was it from Tim, the Knights Templar expert? He would come on. I've been talking to Bert Sibrel. He's the moon guy. The moon is fake guy. He's looking to come on. And I think it would be fun. Brenton loves the show. I appreciate that. Younger Dreyfus, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think it would be fun. We don't have to do 3 hours like Rogan does. But do an hour and a half. Yeah, if you have Graham on, you just let him talk. Ask him a question and just let him go. Omerto, have Joe Rogan on. I think Gino could call in that favor, but no reason to play that favor card. But you guys probably know this already. But Gino and Joe have been friends for a long time, many years. Joel asking what happened to the JFK podcast. I scrapped it. Not forever though, but I scrapped that draft. RBN, what do you think about Dr. David Greer? So I've talked about him on the stream before. I like the work that he does. We're talking about Stephen Greer, I think, right? I like the work that he does in the Disclosure Project. I get nervous when I see that you can pay him $3,000 or $4,000 for a weekend, and he teaches you how to communicate telepathically with aliens. Like, I see that, and I don't really care for. I don't like that because I'm pretty sure that that's not a thing. That's a real doable thing. And thousands of dollars sounds like taking advantage of people for money, but maybe it's a thing. And Blake says Greer is annoying. Yeah, so people have defended him on here. See, Orange Crush, Greer's a lying grifter. So yeah, he's a divisive character. So I think he's important to be out there because he did help move the conversation forward. But I don't know if that's a cash grab, if that's the right word. People have defended him saying, he needs a way to fund the work he does. So, give the guy a break. And you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Guys got to make a living. Greer it is not a thing. I don't think it's a thing either. I think he's been an important person in the Disclosure. I think he's moved the conversation forward. What his contribution now is, I don't really think there is much of one. Blessed Mommy saying Billy Carlson. Nope. That guy's not a real thing. Like, so I wouldn't have someone like that on who I don't find credible at all, because how do I do an honest show? If you watch the stream and you follow the channel, you know that I'm my most honest here when I'm talking to you guys. So if I had someone on that I truly didn't believe, like just knew for a fact that they were grifting, I'd have to call it out. And then we have an awkward hour and a half. The guy takes off the mic and throws it down like RDJ who gets a bad question. That'd be entertaining. But I need to have people on that either I believe their story, or someone like Bart, who I don't necessarily believe his story about the moon, but I have concerns and questions about the moon. So even though I may not be in sync with his ideas of the moon, we both think the moon is weird. So I'd be interested in hearing his take. Whether or not I believe it, I don't think that's important, because I don't think he's grifting. I just think he's a weird moon guy, and that's how he makes his living, is selling books about the moon. That's cool. David Pilates, he could be interesting to talk to. He's probably someone who would come on and talk, but he puts out so much content. What new information could we talk about, you know? Mike P. Funk's talking about Corey Good. Yeah, Corey Good is heavily debunked. So no interest in having him on. Quid Pro Quo says, get Jimmy Corsetti. That could be fun. Jimmy and I talk from time to time. You know, now that you mention him, he would actually be great. Because we're fans of each other. We know each other. And he has a lot of knowledge about very specific things. Like, people ask me questions about Atlantis. I don't know that much. I know from school and from reading Plato and from doing research here, but like Jimmy does deep dives in like the reshot structure. When people ask me about that, it's like, I don't know, go check Corsetti's channel. He's got 3 videos on it. So I think Jimmy could be fun. Avatar guy saying Joe Scott. I mean, if Joe would come on, you know, I don't know what we'd talk about, because I feel like we're kind of two of the same thing. You know, neither of us are experts on really anything that we cover. We just, I don't know. Joe's been called a science communicator. I don't know if that's what he calls himself, but maybe it'd be interesting. We were just texting just a couple of days ago, basically about, hey man, how do you deal with burnout? And he's like, oh, you're there, huh? I'm like, yup, I'm there. Soft is asking for Alex Jones. I think he could get us canceled, which isn't 100% fair, but we gotta be slaves to the algorithm. Although the podcast isn't on YouTube necessarily. So like on the podcast, we do get a little grimier with the subjects. Like I did an episode on Aleister Crowley, which I cannot cover on YouTube. You can't talk about his stuff on YouTube. Hang on, I got a private chat. Simone Freckles, that's Nathan. Ping pong noises had me in a trance. I love the ping pong. Ree Lopez says Jimmy would be awesome. I think so too. So yeah, so Joe and I think are two of the same thing. But that being said, like when people say, I should go back on Rogan, it's, I always say there's really no reason to have me on there, because I'm not an expert in anything. I just find a story that you tell me about and I research it, and then I try to make it entertaining. I don't know most of the topics until you send them in. You know, so it's an education for me. So to go on with Joe, it's like, what would we talk about? Unless it was a very specific episode. Like I become an expert in the topic for that week. Like a couple of weeks ago, I could have talked to people about Knights Templar on a podcast and had all kinds of information, but I can't do it this week. That's over now. You know, I'm only the expert for the week. Rob Birch, how about Kimberly? I don't know who she is. Tommy saying Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know. He's gotten a little too political, and I don't want to do that. But Graham Hancock for sure. Terry Smith, thank you for loving the channel. Dion says we just like Joe. That's fair. And look, if you like just hanging out, like the people who watch this stream just like hanging out with us, then that could be entertaining. The two of us could just sit and talk about how we got started and how we dealt with the channels growing. But, when I was feeling stressed, I sent him a text. He's a good dude. He's the person that you expect him to be. Greetings from Tijuana. All right, let's do a couple of super chats, and then we'll get to Ginos Story Hour, and then we'll close it out with the live read. Quantum Sledgehammer kicking it off with $50.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Human. I want you to know I said human. Thank you for all the dough. Tipping, as I'm sure you will find, always is a good time. Ooh, 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 it's fun to tip the F-I-S-H. It's fun to tip the F-I-S-H.
They're down there doing the letters. Quantum says, just want to say hi. I love the. Hang on, I got to make the screen bigger. I love the Y-Files. The whole team, the videos you create. Can't speak for everyone, but I join Y-Files for the fun and quality, not quantity. Your health and sanity comes first. If you make 52 videos a year or 5.2, we'll still be here. That's very nice of you to say, Quantum. And I believe him. He's a big supporter of the channel. Couldn't do this without support like his. Thanks, Quantum. Good to see you. NP6003 for 10. YouTube algorithm loves it when you binge watch. Challenge accepted. I left town last week. I pressed play on the After Files playlist. 29 vids, 4.5 straight days of the Y-Files. I'm doing my part. Hecklefish for Prez. You certainly are. Wow. You just watched 29 After Files. My apologies. My apologies. There's Heather 7 for 20.
Cha-ching! I appreciate the tip, human. Time to hit the tables, baby.
Stay away from those tables, kids. So proud of y'all for prioritizing wellness. The world and the industry can be very unforgiving. That's true. You're the best advocate, and we are here to support you. Can't wait to see what the future holds for the Y-Files team. Thanks so much, Heather. Yeah, this is hard. This is hard to do. I talked about it in more detail in the backstage video, so I won't do it here in too much detail. But a lot of it has been fear, because it took so long to become successful, if that's even the right word, that you're afraid to stop, that you're afraid to take a break. Because YouTube says the algorithm will not punish you if you stop posting for a while. It absolutely punishes you, brutally punishes you. And they have a whole wellness department and prioritizing your mental health as a creator and how difficult and fighting burnout. They have all those resources. But when it comes down to it, if you stop posting, people stop watching, and they will unsub, and you will stop making money. And it's scary. It's scary. Because now, in the old days, if it didn't work, it just didn't work. It's just me, in a room. But now there's a building and there's staff and there's people's make their living with this channel. So it's scary. Like not as scary as parasailing though. Gina P for 2. Ooh, love the heckle kicks. I'm glad you like those. I don't know why we're doing them, but apparently there's a pre-order and there's a time and you have to do it by a certain time. I don't know. Jen explained it earlier. You can rewind. But there they are. Victoria just cackling at how poorly I'm plugging the merch. She's down like cackling. Like I'm definitely doing it wrong. Zeb Francis, he's the super fan. Eggplant. Okay. Eggplant to you as well. I don't know if that's the correct reply. Alaikum assalam, or I don't know how to reply to that, but eggplant to you as well, my friend. Godspeed. Jeff Wallace for 20.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just popping in to say, love you guys. Dunst Bunny Boo for 10. The Y-Files is the best channel on YouTube. I don't know if we're the best channel on YouTube, but we got to be in the top 10, right? We're not. We're not. You can actually look that up. And if we were in the top 5,000, I'd be surprised. Like, I know there's a lot of subscribers, but there are some big, big channels. I still feel like we're an underdog. MDR for $49.99.
I'm so tired, I'm a human. We've been together too long. I should have my own show. The moron says I am wrong. So while he lay there sleeping, I had my laptop in bed. So I logged into Reddit. There was a message that read, do you want to be on YouTube? Do you like to entertain? Come and be my co-host. You only need half a brain. If you like aliens and pyramids, conspiracies catch you high, then you're the co-host I'm looking for. Message me and apply.
I forgot how long that runs. It runs for a while. I'm sitting here going, all right, that might be too much. Is that too much? Might be too much. MDR, I have to ask, who are Hecklefish's comedic influences? I would have to guess he's old school. I'm thinking Rickles, maybe Groucho. I think they in that area.
Dangerfield?
He definitely some Dangerfield because he's stolen quite a few bits from Rodney over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not above stealing a joke or two. There's Nathan down there. That's Simone Freckles. So we have to thank him for the great job on the spot on the Heckle Kicks commercial. If you haven't seen that, you can see it in there's a playlist of all of our sponsors, which I know people are annoyed by ads, but like I don't go and watch our episodes. Like once we're done, I watch with the premiere and I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see my stupid face. I don't even like hear my voice, but I will go back and watch the sponsor ads because some of them really, really tickle me. So you could see the new commercial in that playlist, or it's at the beginning of the compilation video that was posted this afternoon. It's it's our version of the famous scene from Seven. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
So that's Nathan down there. And look, Freckles, next time we'll stand around until you get the shot. We'll wait. We'll wait. And Jen and I are used to it.
Yes.
Being an actor means you're a professional at waiting. Right?
Yes.
Just waiting.
We can't hear you, Nathan.
That's all right. That's our senior technical technician down there.
Oh.
Oops.
That worked.
My routing is kind of complicated, so I'm sorry.
Oh my God. It's always the audio routing.
Yeah.
That's the Thanksgiving. What was it? Was it the Thanksgiving stream that was just a train wreck?
Oh.
Yep.
Because
terrible.
The audio worked perfectly, and then it just didn't for a couple of hours.
I was like doing cooking videos while you were trying.
You just watched 10 minutes of Jen like whisking eggs. I mean, it was embarrassing until finally I just said, F it. We're not doing it. I was stressed out. I just shut it down and rebooted the computer and everything worked like a charm.
What's the first rule in tech?
On,
reboot.
Off, on.
Reboot.
Off, on.
Yeah.
So Nathan did
it's harder
a
when
great
you're
job on
live.
that. And Gino, is that those are the sneakers there?
This is it. So they're really slick. They got Y-files on the back that's kind of embossed there. Inside, you got Hecklefish.
Yeah.
And our Wi-Fi red on the laces. It's a really nice sneaker.
And on the inside, on the insole, there's also Wi-Fi stuff on the insole.
Is that true?
That is true.
We'll be able to see on the camera.
He's just tearing it apart. Oh yeah, we see it.
Yeah.
All right.
The
That's
shoes
not
are
bad for $100.
They're comfy. You can go now. You can go right now. to the link. And there you go.
And Mike D for 501.
I like big tips and I cannot lie. You other fish can't deny.
He said tips, right? He said tips with a P.
What'd he
For your
say?
month off, I upped my monthly Patreon to $100 instead of here to keep YouTube's hands off your money. Enjoy your travels with Jen. Mike, that is very, very nice of you. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Mike.
When people ask what's the best way to support the channel, it's really becoming a Patreon member for $3 because we get to keep most of that money. I mean, we still pay a juicy fee, but here YouTube takes 50% of it and taxes.
Yeah.
So from Mike D's $5, we'll see maybe $2 of that.
Stop.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the best way to support is become a Patreon member, and you get perks like the alternate ending, which we can't spoil here. But the guys were very tickled by that ending. Just a hint that it's just too violent for YouTube. It's just too violent. David D for 5. I'm convinced Hecklefish is from Long Island. If so, is he from the North Shore, South Shore, or the East End? By the way, love the show. Hail Hecklefish. He's from the Bronx, Williamsbridge area. That's where he is. He's Arthur Avenue. Denise Harrington for 5. Hello from Covington, Washington. Hello to you.
Hello.
There's Fu Man, longtime supporter of the channel.
Oh yeah, tip of the morning, human.
Hey, AJ, can I get a happy birthday shout out? I'm officially late 50s. Ugh, have fun with this weekend.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear human. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
There you go, Fu Man. Happy birthday to you. Fu Man, fellow Pisces. Daniel Martinez for 5. Hey, curious how many deep dives you've done? Some seem the same length as the videos, even though they say deep dive. You're probably talking about on the podcast. So that's how I identify the different types of episodes on the podcast. Is deep dives are noted that way in all caps is the first part of the title. If you see one that says unredacted, that's a topic that's too hot for YouTube, like Aleister Crowley. So that's how you know which episodes are fresh content and which are just repeats of what you see in here. Thank you for that, Daniel. There's Gary Miller for 10. Upping my usual, why not up yours?
Good fun.
0 to Zoom for 20 long-time watcher. I know 9/11 is off limits. It's off limits, but isn't it interesting that the planes that took the towers, it's off limits, but here we go, into the deep water. Isn't it interesting that the planes took the towers down were unmarked and gray like the government-owned Lucy planes? Get some good rest this month. We are going to cover 9/11 conspiracies on the podcast for sure. Building 7, right, Gino?
I think I think we got a lot to delve into there. That besides Building 7, everyone knows Building 7, but what about there's other buildings that have went down as well. So and why? They took a building down afterwards just because they were saying it was not structurally sound. So I think we can do a deep dive there.
There's more there. Can't talk about it on YouTube though. Jim for 5. Hey, just wanted to say, love your content. Appreciate all the people that bring us these stories each week. Get rest and find your smile. Love you. Thanks, Jim. These are the people that bring the stories that you see right here. Except Josh. Josh didn't show, but I would. He's upstairs.
Yeah, he's upstairs.
That's Nathan broadcasting live from Y-Files North.
Yeah.
The warehouse studio up north. I worked out of there for about a year. Those were my Applebee's days.
Yes, that's right.
Because that was the only thing that was really open and close to the warehouse after we were done, that the food would still be hot. Right. So I ate a lot of Applebee's. And then I went on a diet. Colonel Smoke for Smurf, the Colonel's there for 20. Today I had a weird thought. What if the multiverses are us reliving our lives after passing from one? You start all over in a new universe, same birthday, same parents, same time era, and we do this until we get everything right. I like the way you think. That's really interesting. It's kind of almost Buddhist in a way. Thanks for that, Colonel. Hey, dog, for 50 Canadian.
Won't you tip me? You know I don't believe you when you say you don't got money. Won't you tip me? You know I can't believe it when you say that I'm not funny. I write too many jokes just to amuse you folks. You better super chat me or I'll just keep singing. Won't you tip me, human? Won't you tip me? Oh. Won't you tip me, human? Won't you tip me? Whoa.
All right, that one went on for a while as well. D-Dog says, hey, buy yourself a drink or two while on your much-deserved break. Don't mind if I do. Thanks, D-Dog. Here's Brandon Harold for 5. Can you do an episode on the 7-door Padmanabhaswamy temple? Also, Echofish got me pregnant. We can certainly look into that. We always write down those suggestions. Beats and Meats for 10, the 4chan guy tracking the undersea alien bases and the EBO scientist. Has that episode made it into production schedule yet? I'm impossibly excited about that one. It has made it in the schedule. I don't know when it's coming because I haven't started writing it yet, but I am looking forward to covering that story. I don't know if those guys are real, but they tell a compelling story about the alien bases. There's Roy Handy for 5. I'm so glad you and the team are taking a break. I'm terrified. I appreciate it, Roy. I mean, is anyone watching the compilation? Is it getting any views?
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. Now, I don't look at the stats. Just don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Just get through tonight. Thomas Miller for 20. What story/conspiracy did you not buy into but was most convincing after a deep dive? Probably the moon. The moon being a hollow, possibly artificial spaceship brought here from elsewhere. I went into that thinking that was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. Like, anyone who believes that, like, what is the matter with you? Halfway through researching, I was like, okay, the moon has some discrepancies. And then by the end, I was fully, the moon is fake, and it was definitely not, it was brought here. That's not even a question. It's obvious. Facts are facts. It rang like a bell. Sound waves accelerated through the interior of the moon. How does that happen?
You know, I think we should start a petition that gets them to recognize that we need live webcams on the moon. Because if you get a certain amount of people to sign the petition, the White House has to acknowledge it. And certainly our base would be signing that petition. And everyone would watch that, and the view hours would pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of satellite coverage up there. And I read that pretty recently they got 5G access up there. So I don't know why there just isn't a live feed. Like the ISS has a live feed, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That you can just check in on? Or
They
is
have better reception than North Las Vegas. It's a shame.
Outcast of the Maggot People for 10. Minnesota North Shore Grand Marais. I guess it's a topic suggestion. As Jen struggles with her ice eating. Is it just falling out of your face?
It was gum. It wasn't ice.
So the gum just fell out of your face hole.
It fell out of my face hole.
All right.
But I have my burrito blanket, and so it caught it, so I was able to.
Well, don't say the name of the company where you got that blanket. We'll get in trouble.
I know.
Mark McGinnis for 5. I'm glad you're taking a break. Well deserved, long overdue. At Disney World right now, so I got to go. Well, enjoy. At Disney World, I don't think we can afford to go there anymore. It got expensive. Here's Trevor Pitkin for 5. Thought you were going on vacation. This doesn't seem like a vacation. Doesn't feel like one. The 7 ad was hilarious. Well done again. Thanks for all the shows. You're welcome, Trevor. Here, we're going tomorrow. We're leaving in the morning?
Yeah, 10.
Leaving it around 10?
Yep.
Okay.
So no meeting tomorrow?
No meeting tomorrow.
No meeting tomorrow. Don't tell Josh that we're not coming in, because then he won't come in either.
But Victoria, you can do lunch for everybody.
What?
Shut it.
Raul Duke 72 for 10. Just want to say thank you. Enjoy the time off. Totally get wanting solitude. Y'all bring so much fun and happiness to my family. It's now spread across my daughter's college campus. LOL. Cheers. All right.
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad. There's Ryan for 15. Do you have any theories on the Shining movie circa 1980? I saw a theory that Wendy was the one hallucinating. Speaking of bathtub room 237. Aha. Oh, such a scary scene. Remember that one? She was taking a bath and she turned into the old hag, like the shadow person. I don't have any theories on that. I know there are a lot of them out there, but I don't really buy into them. I just think Kubrick made a movie. But it's possible. I mean, Shelley Duvall she basically went insane after that production, from what I understand.
Yeah, Kubrick basically pushed her into a mental breakdown. That scene where she's going up the stairs with the baseball bat, I think they did 187 takes of that scene.
Yep. And some of it was his perfectionism, and some of it was wanting to get her to unravel.
Mm-hmm.
I read that when the axe or whatever, when he comes through the door, I read that her reaction was a real reaction. She didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But she was not the same after that shoot.
Nope. He purposely tortured her. Kubrick purposely tortured her through that whole shoot. Was mean to her, and I mean, it was bad. It was crazy.
But we do love her in Popeye.
Yes.
The best.
So good.
We do love ourselves a little Popeye.
He's large.
He's large. Mid-South Explorers for 5.
Ooh, I finally love hearing the phrase, just the tip.
Easy. I went back and watched a simulation video, specifically the summary of the double slit experiment. My brain exploded. Thanks for what you do. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't even summarize it succinctly enough. But it basically goes like this. The particles go through the slit as waves, and they change their state after. I'd have to do 20 minutes on it. So you only know what state the particle is once you measure it, right? It collapses the wave.
Right.
So what they discovered was the particles were collapsing their wave no matter where the light source was, including from distant galaxies. So light coming from a galaxy 100 million light years away was collapsing its wave function at the source. So essentially changing its state by going back in time.
Yep.
That's as close as I can get. But it's a good episode. I was one of the earlier deep dives. Infamous for 10 Canadian, the work you all do is incredible. Thank you for this channel. It brings a lot of joy to me and many others. You really deserve a good rest. All the best to you all. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I think that's going to bring us to Ginos Story Hour. Because I need a break. I do. Well, where are we? 124? I'm going to try and do the live read. I don't know if I can do it. but I'm going to try.
Well, today's story hour is one of my favorite stories. My friend Daniela brought it up to me and recommended it. And so I did a deep dive into it, loved watching all the different media that was out there on the internet about it. And the story tonight is Carl Higden and his adventure with also an alien. And he took a trip to another planet. So let's take a look here.
I don't know if it's been proven a hoax. I mean, I think it's one of the most important pieces of evidence there is.
Tonight on Ginos Story Hour, for your consideration, is the story of Carl Higden and Also One's astral adventure. Carl was a good old-fashioned hardworking American,
An oil man nicknamed the Wyoming Coyote.
He was a married father of 4, a Korean War vet, and an avid hunter. Well, this hunting trip would take him 163,000 light miles away. The day was October 25th, 1974, and Carl Higden unexpectedly gets the day off of work. Capitalizing on his good luck, he decides to go hunting. Carl gears up and heads out 40 minutes south to his favorite hunting spot. Once parked, he talks to some other hunters and the game warden before venturing into the woods. Minutes into his hunt, he spots a gang of large elk.
Yes, they're called a gang. Look it up.
He draws a bead on the largest bull elk with his 7mm rifle. He takes his shot, but the next thing he knows, it's pitch black, and he's stumbling through the woods. He finds his company truck in the middle of a mud bog. He gets in and he uses the radio to call for help. His mind is hazy, and the next thing he remembers, he's being shaken by a rescue crew. It was around 4 p.m. when he started hunting, and now it's close to midnight. Carl isn't making any sense. He can't even tell him his own name. His wife Marjorie is on scene with the rescue crew, and he doesn't even recognize her. He's mumbling over and over, "They took my elk." So they rush him off to the ER. At the hospital, Carl's in an amnesic shock. He still can't remember his own name. He's banged up pretty bad, and he has a concussion. His eyes are so sensitive to light that they feel like they're burning. He has 8 hours of time he can't account for. The doctors screen him for drugs. They send him for x-rays, and they attend to his eyes. When Marjorie arrives, like any wife whose husband disappeared for a day and no longer recognizes her, starts going through his clothing looking for any evidence of where he had been.
Instead of finding a parking receipt for the local strip club, she finds a bullet.
Now this bullet is completely inside out and flattened. He's tended to for 3 days where he could barely open his eyes. However, the tests come back clean. No drugs. In fact, his blood seemed nutrient-rich. His x-rays showed something even more extraordinary. His former tuberculosis scars he had since childhood disappeared. So what happened to Carl? Word spreads quickly.
Enter Dr. Sprinkle,
a respected University of Wyoming psychologist. He's been researching recent cattle mutilations haunting local ranchers. He hypnotized the affected men, many of them ex-military. In the sessions, Dr. Sprinkle noted similarities in their accounts. They described seeing odd flashing lights in the sky on nights that cows were found killed with surgical precision. Carl agrees to meet with the doc. During their first session under hypnosis, Carl begins to remember what fully happened that fateful night. The bull elk is in Carl's sights. He noticed a lack of sound and then an electrical tingle in the air that raised the hair on the back of his neck.
We called this the heebie-jeebies.
Carl fires. He hears no gunshot. He's having a Neo moment. The bullet fired from the rifle in slow motion. Perplexed, he watched as the projectile fell in the snow 50 feet in front of him. Then a strange figure appeared. He thought another hunter had crept up on him. As his eyes adjusted to the sun glaring off the snow, he could see this humanoid come into focus. He was over 6 feet tall and he was floating. Sticking out of his head were 2 antenna-like rods. He had coarse hair that stood up straight like bristles of a broom. They were spaced out about a half-inch apart.
He's rocking Pinhead's hairstyle from Hellraiser.
His pale face was eerie because he had no chin. His head ran straight into his neck. His eyes were unusually small with no eyebrows or ears. He had a small slit for a mouth and 3 large teeth. He had no hand on one arm, and on the other arm, he had a drill bit-like apparatus similar to Trapjaw from He-Man. Now let's check his space fit. Clad in a sleek, snug-fitting black jumpsuit, our starborn stunner exudes an aura of mystery from his no-neck down to his toes. But wait, what's this? Around his midsection, a bold statement is made with a wide belt, featuring a dazzling 6-pointed star and a mysterious yellow emblem at its center, adding to an air of cosmic allure. Although this guy didn't have any lips, He floats over to Carl and asks, "How you doing?" telepathically. The already surprised Carl responds, "Pretty good," which is the only proper response. No one wants to hear about your day, not even an alien. He asks if Carl is hungry, suggestively, and before he could answer, the being lifts his drill arm and floats over a translucent pack of pills and says, "Take these." Like anyone who was hip in the 70s, Carl downs one without a second thought, instantly feeling relaxed. He sticks the others in his breast pocket for later. This interplanetary pusher man introduces himself as Also One. He explains that the lunar ludes Carl just swallowed will keep him from needing to eat for 4 days. Also One asks Carl if he wants to go on a trip, and Carl, kinda already on one, says, "Sure, let's go." He's floated to what looks like a 4x5 by 7 foot translucent glass cube. There's no landing gear or entrance. Also One points his drill arm at Carl again, and instantly, they're on the inside. Now, TARDIS physics apply on the inside of this cube. It's a lot bigger than it looked from the outside, and it's a good thing because they weren't going back alone. On the inside with Also One, he's got a buddy with him. I assume Also Two. They also beamed up Carl's gang of elk. The elk seemed frozen in a compartment behind him. The other Also straps Carl in and puts a helmet with wires on his head. Also One manipulates the control with his nub arm, and Carl watches as his truck disappears. Also One tells Carl they're going to his planet, 163,000 light miles away. Take that, metric system. "You mean light years?" Carl asks. "Yeah, let's correct the guy who flew here from another planet in a magic cube." "No, time passes differently here," Also One says dismissively. And it must, because they get there in what seems like seconds. This place that he took them, it's kind of like a very low-budget planet Serpo. There's a glass walkway everyone is floating over, and Carl even sees what looks like a family of humans hovering happily outside of their cube. Also takes Carl to the base of a large umbrella-like tower with blinding lights at the top that reminds him of the Seattle Space Needle. Again, with the pointing of his drill arm, they're inside instantly. Also One begins to tell him about his planet. They have a different sun than our solar system, and it's not as bright. Our sun hurts them, and that's why they wear the sleek black outfits. They have vast oceans, but their water has turned an acidic yellow and can no longer support life. They have synthetic foods, but still travel to Earth for animals and fish to breed. Carl wasn't sure if this also meant humans. Carl is then floated into a room where a glass shield emerges from the wall and begins to scan his body. I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but he didn't pass whatever this test was. Also One says he'll no longer be needed because he doesn't fit their purpose. What was their purpose? Carl speculated that he was rejected because of his vasectomy. You'd think that a planet that could bend space and time would be able to figure out how to untangle that knot. Or maybe not. Also One waves again, and instantly they're back into the cube where Carl could see his truck in the woods beneath them. During this movie-esque goodbye, Carl tries to give Also One his rifle, but Also One says he has to give it back. He floats it over to Carl, and to Carl's dismay, Also One waves his drill arm again, and the pills float out of his pocket, taking Carl's only evidence. With a nub wave over the controls, Carl is now stumbling back to his truck, boots in the mud, completely disoriented. When the rescue team arrives, there are no tire tracks leading up to the truck, and it's parked in what rescuers described as an impassable terrain. There was no damage to the trees around the vehicle. They were 5 miles away from where Carl had originally parked. During the rescue, 4 people, including 2 police officers, witnessed strange green lights in the sky. So what are we left with? Is the story credible? Carl's story never changes. He passes several polygraph tests. The ballistics testing could never explain how the bullet from Carl's gun was turned inside out. He didn't need to eat for 4 days. There was no medical explanation for how his TB scars were suddenly healed. And what about his truck? They had to have it towed out of an area that was undisturbed and seemed unreachable from the road. It's up to you to decide. Did Carl and the gang go on a fantastic voyage 163,000 light miles away? And that's the story of Carl Higden and Also One's astral adventure.
All right, there he goes.
And that story is brought to you by Heckle Kicks. If you like that story, please purchase our shoes.
Oh, you're just taking a beating in the chat for light miles.
Well, I think it's part of the story.
You ain't a lot of light miles.
That's awesome.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I was happy with that story. I again, it sounds far fetched, but I'm gonna just say that at this point, every abduction story, you gotta try and follow the thread and see where you go, because sooner or later UAPs are gonna have more and more abduction stories.
Should we do a giveaway? Oh, yay!
Should we do a giveaway?
Yes.
All right, hang on. Let me see if I remember how to do this. All right, so what's the word?
Alien nut.
Light miles.
Light miles. That's a good one.
Light miles?
Yeah.
I just thought it was a great excuse that he was able to say, "Oh, I don't even recognize this woman."
All right, if this is your first time here, here's how it goes. Just type light miles in the chat, spelled just like you see with no space, just light miles, and you'll be entered to win. Well, what do they win? They win some private time with Victoria, don't they?
No. They
Foot
get a
rub.
$50 gift certificate to the Wi-Fi store.
Okay. And then Victoria calls them and she'll chat with you for about a half hour, right?
No.
Oh. All right, a couple of super chats while we're collecting entries. Infamous, the work you do is incredible. I think, did I read this one already? Thank you for the channel. It brings a lot of joy to me and many others. You really deserve a good rest. All the best to you all. Thanks, Infamous.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Mr. Borden, my GF and I love your channel. Would you ever consider covering the topic of changelings / skinwalkers? Asking for her, Mrs. Bubbles in chat. She loves it. I think we would cover that. I don't know if we pulled Skinwalker Ranch from the production calendar.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, but we did just. Well, we might be able to do Skinwalker Ranch with a special guest. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, a little teaser there for his Megasaurus for $5.
Ooh, yeah, baby, slip that in my G-string.
All right, enough with that. How are you doing? We worried about you here, Nola. Y'all are the best. Now please rest. ADHDers like us need to find our break sometimes. I'm in. Looking forward to a couple of days to unwind. And 48 p.m. for 5, learn to fly and buy your own plane. It's real freedom and few people to deal with. I don't know, man. I think I got too old to acquire that skill. You know, if parasailing terrifies me, I don't know how I'm going to do in a light aircraft.
Yeah.
Ed Castro for 10. Ed Castro from New York, hooked to your show. Will you ever try to figure out who created Bitcoin? Satoshi created Bitcoin. I don't think I'll be the one to solve that puzzle. I actually don't think we'll ever know.
But we were just talking about that topic.
We were considering doing an episode on it. I just don't know how interesting it would be, since there's no real resolution. And we can get kind of in the weeds with crypto. Well, we'll talk about it on Discord. We'll see if people are interested in that. I don't mind. I'm interested in crypto and blockchain. I just don't know if there's a Wi-Files episode in there. Oh, Spetsnaz is here. Have you seen the Area 51, the frantic caller call to Coast AM from 1997? Of course I have. It's available on YouTube, but you need to use an alternative search engine, not G or YouTube. That's a classic. That is a classic Art Bell episode, the frantic caller, and he just drops off the air. I'm not plugging, but I'm a member of Coast to Coast, their website. I think it's called Coast to Coast Insider. It's something like $10 a month, and you get access to all those back episodes. And what I like about being a member is the audio is the clean feed from the studio. So it's not like a lot of the YouTube versions of the Art Bell. It sounds like they're recorded from the radio, but when you're an insider, you get that feed from the studio. So it's worth it to me. And just hearing Art Bell's voice, it's just relaxing.
one of the other Art Bell stories that I think we should cover, I wanted to bring it up earlier. You were talking about the chemtrails. I think we could add in rods to chemtrails, anomalies in the sky, because that certainly was a big story for a long time on Art Bell. I think we know what they are at this point, but there is a lot of info out there on them and some really interesting, video.
Yep. That's true. The rods were a phenomenon for a while, and really creepy. I'm sure there's got to be video on YouTube about the rods. T. Nooner, glad you're taking a break. I'm ADHD and on the spectrum too. No idea how you do this. You've helped me through a very hard time. Much love. I'm doing my best, T. Nooner. That's all we can do. Eric Harden for 20. Thank you. That's very generous, Eric. Love the show. Always looking forward to new shows. Appreciate the support. What's going on in the chat? Light kilometers will not win. I do like light miles. Slight smiles is that's adorable. Vasectomy will not work. Light Mel's hole is incorrect. I'm sorry. So that's not going to do it. Light my fire will not win. No bite styles. There is cutting cards. So when do we get an episode on General Patton? I don't know if that fits. He was a superstitious guy, and he was believed in ghosts and stuff. He was an interesting character. I don't know if he fits with the vibe of the channel, but if people wanted a story on Patton, I'd love to tell it. I'm a fan of his. Maria Ortega, 420, try to get some rest over the next few weeks, please. We needed you and the Y-Files team. I'm going to try, Maria, but it's only the next couple of days. We're back in the office on Monday. The dude 087, longtime supporter of the channel. Hey, just wanted to say, take a break, man. You deserve it. Much love from Connecticut. Appreciate that, dude. Jason Miller, my daughter pulled a unicorn horn off a toy, added Velcro, put it on my Hecklefish plushie. Weird at first, but kind of works. Like a gold Heckle Norwal. I'd like to see a picture of that, Jason. So we're about at 1,000 entries. Should we pull it? Should we pull it? I don't know. I don't know if I have the juice for the live read. Would that be terribly disappointing? You're muted, Jenny.
You still got to go for 22 more minutes, though.
I still got to go for because of the sneakers?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know we could do that. All right, Light Miles. We could save the live read for maybe we do another stream next week or something when we get back.
Yeah.
Do a live read. While Wonders for 10, nothing's better than watching Y-Files after a rough day at work. Love the comedy while learning something new at the same time. Well, appreciate the support, WW. And there's Bernard. There's Bernard C. For 10, you were on the Dan Bongino show about the simulation. It was awesome. Rest when you need it and let Hecklefish pull his weight. Thanks for all you guys do. It makes my week. Yeah, that was pretty cool to see us covered on Bongino's show. That was fun. We kind of blew his mind with that one. Spetsnaz is back at alt search engines like DuckDuckGo or Brave Search or Pre-Search. I agree. I use DuckDuck as my default. When researching these topics, Google will not give you the information you're looking for. They bury it. Wonder why that is. There's Jeff for 10. Thank you for the super sticker. And Jenny, you want to read some?
Sure. He's going to go work
take over
his Philosopher's Stone for a minute. So
I'm looking for my Philosopher's Stone.
BC Greens for $5 Canadian. Love your channel. You and Hecklefish are hilarious. Thank you, BC. We love you as well. And so does Hacklefish. Andrew K, for $14 Canadian. I've watched you since the nerdy area. Keep on rocking it. Thank you so much. The nerdy area, that was era. The nerdy era.
Wow.
We're all tired here. Sorry about that. Thank you for joining us. And I'm glad that you've been a fan for so long. And thanks for the tip, Andrew. We really, really appreciate it. Brian Cincerbo for $20. Going to be the first dork on my block.
My dressing room is getting an upgrade. I'm thinking I need a leather sofa, silk pillows, and a live-in masseuse.
Yes, it's exactly what you need. Going to be the first dork on my block with heckle kicks. Yes, that was the best ad yet. Glad you're taking a break, AJ. As a fellow workaholic, I know it's hard, but it's very necessary and worth it. And thank you for ordering the sneakers, Brian. I'm so excited about them. I can't wait. Let's see. I don't want to butcher your name, but thank you for the $20 Canadian. Hi, AJ and crew. You all have yourselves a well-deserved vacation. I'd love to hear what you know of the Black Pyramid in Alaska. Shout out to my brother Jack, please. Jack! There's a shout out, Jack. Yes, the Black Pyramid in Alaska is on our list of things to cover. We're very excited about it. So keep your eyes peeled. Gosh, these names are getting harder. IU Petri, yes, for 1791. Was Mozart killed by the Freemasons for divulging their secret rituals in his last opera, The Magic Flute? What do you think, Gino?
Well, I know he never heard it coming.
No.
I don't know much about that one. There's secret rituals in the Magic Flute. I think we in elementary school had to learn that, but I think AJ might have played that on the recorder.
Okay.
But I don't know anything about the magic rituals talked about it.
Well, I like your first answer. That was good. Rush Rider 13 for $50. Whoa! That's awesome. Thank you so much. I totally screwed the schedule today, but I made it for the after files. You all enjoy the more than deserved vacation. Y-Files time is one of our favorite parts of the week for the wife and I. Thank you very much. It's one of our favorite times of the week as well. So we're going to leave so we can come back and it continue to be one of our favorite times of the week. Unknown user for $5. I love when Jen gets frustrated with you on air as both a producer and a wife. Now, please take a sabbatical and take care of your mental and physical health. Yes, there are times when I do get very frustrated with him on air as both of those things, but that's okay.
Is that ping pong I hear?
It's not me.
John W. for $19.99. I look forward to Thursdays for the Y-Files. Not sure the voodoo you're using here, but this show gets me through each week. Take all the time you need. We'll be here. Would rather have you guys around happy and healthy than not at all. Thank you, John. I agree very much with you.
I appreciate that, John. And that's why I'm sorry to pull the ripcord early. But to be honest, I got in my own head earlier when I was just a wave of tired came over me. And in the back of my mind, as I'm doing this, my brain is going, you're not going to be able to get through a live read of 20 pages, dude. And I'm like, no, I think I could do it. And then I talk myself out of it. So I can't do it. But I think I can read the teaser.
Okay.
I think I could tease it. But first, let's pick our winner.
Let's do it.
All right. I got to get some... Got to get some way to bring up the energy on this part. All right, here we go. There's Jeff, there's Misty, Lucky, John, Dwayne, Rich, Casey, Michael, Beth, Rolo, Plan B, Jimmy, Megasource, Neil Brown, True Janie, Dana Redding, Alan Lansom, Mr. Clay's Creation Station.
Yay!
Here's the winner.
Yay!
Clay's Creation Station has just won 30 minutes of private time with Victoria. That could be in person. You could do it with a telecall, Zoom call, whatever you want. She does remote foot rubs.
He's
All
won
right,
a $50 gift card to the Y-Files. Victoria, how does he get his gift?
He comes to Discord and puts in a help desk ticket, and we'll get it right to you.
Yay!
Congratulations to Creation Station. And there's John W. All right, let's see, because what's going on? All right, let's see these beginning of the script here. Phobos 2. Oh, is the game show still going?
It was, yes.
Yeah, I'm out of it. I'm out of it. Okay, here we go. Here's scene 1. At the height of the space race in the late 1970s, the Viking probes successfully landed on Mars, collecting pictures, data, and samples from the red planet. It was so successful that Soviet scientists wanted their shot at glory. But their focus wasn't on Mars. It was on its moon Phobos, named after the Greek god of fear. After all, if NASA could land on Mars, landing on one of its moons should be a breeze, right? Well, it turns out Mars's largest moon was right to be named after the Greek god of fear. Because as barren as the landscape looks, as impossible as it is to live there, something does. And that something doesn't want to be seen. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The performance will be better, but that intro is pretty good.
Well, and the crazy thing about Phobos is that it's literally 14 miles across.
Yeah.
It's tiny. And it's the largest of Mars's 2 moons. So, interesting stuff.
Jen bringing some astronomy to the stream. Didn't see that coming.
You think this passes for a live stream? Think again.
Well,
Eric Higden for $50. We got to play it.
A modern day goldfish lives in style, but you haven't tipped in quite a while. My money is all spent. You haven't tipped a cent. I gotta pay my rent, or I'll be living in a tent in Portland.
Hecklefish is the coolest. Love Gertie. Thank you for that, Eric. That song always gets us copyright claimed. I guess he sounds just like Geddy Lee. It's almost, you almost can't tell the difference. Erica says, hi, I just want to let you know my boyfriend and I absolutely love the Y-Files. We look forward to watching your videos. Your fans appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you as well. Boyfriend is very lucky. There's Queasy. Can you say hi to my daughter, Sophia? Hi, Sophia. Your name means wisdom in Greek. We watch your show together. She loves your show. She's 9. If not, it's cool. We loved your show. Thanks for all you do. Hi, Sophia. One of my favorite names. DE says, have a relaxing time off. Love your channel. I'm going to try. Moonlit Anubis. Yellow submarines, but no kayaks. I thought you didn't believe in Hocus Pocus. Soul Eater loves me and the team. I appreciate the support. K Casino, love your show. You've done some on Knights of the Templar. Any interest in the Virgin Mary apparitions? Some of them are pretty terrifying, and she gave end of the world predictions and visions. I'm interested in that. I'd need to learn more about it, but end of the world episodes always do well on the channel. If we're covering the end of the world, apocalypse or disaster, it gets views. So I didn't know that she gave predictions. Chef Spawn says Croatian episode. On what? On Croatia?
They're all aliens there.
Unless he's saying Croatoan. You remember Croatoan, right?
Yes. We've got possibly an episode on that coming up.
That's the Roanoke colony. There's Dharma Krez for 1999. Just want to stop by and show some love to all the Y-Files fam. I appreciate you, Dharma. Corey Palermo, $100.
I just want to celebrate another day of swimming. I just want to celebrate another super chat. Put my faith in you humans, and you humans let me down. Then you give me a shekel and it turns my heckle frown upside down. I just want to celebrate, yeah. Another day of swimming.
Enjoy your break. Look forward to watching you when you get back at it. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate the generous support. It's very generous. Joe asking, what about topics William Cooper brought up being ex-intelligence? I think would make a great topic of deep dives and possible debunks, especially leading to his calling out of 9/11 and his death. Because of that, I haven't covered him on the channel because he did call out 9/11 very specifically and did die, strangely. But we would definitely make that part of a podcast. Eric Bishop, $100. Very generous.
Woo! Mamacita. Thanks for the tip, human.
Eric, love the shoes. Hope you're well. Enjoy your time off. Hope the pina coladas or whatever vacation drink you enjoy goes down well. There's always a little extra in the till to help fill the fridge. And that is much appreciated, Eric. Lately, it's just been Turkey 101. That's just, what's your mixer? An ice cube. That's Turkey 101, bitters, and ice cube. That is drinking with intention. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Revan Cobb for 50. Samoan, play COD with me. It's Corn.
What up, Corn?
2 questions. A, what are you smoking? And 2, can I have some?
I'm as lost as a penguin in the desert. Penguin in the desert.
All right.
Corn is one of my new friends from the Discord.
Oh, okay. People do create relationships on the Discord.
Yeah, we play Call of Duty together now.
Yep.
We went on a streak the other night, actually. So,
all right.
Watch out for us.
No Discord dating, though. That never ends well. That never ends well.
Doesn't work out how it seems.
I enjoy listening to the Discord drama stories, but I have a picture on my phone that's just Victoria in her office like this, because she was just dealing with some Discord drama. What do you mean you can't be anti-Semitic? Well, I'm sorry. I want to be racist, though. Well, we really prefer that you weren't. Could you just not be as racist as you are? You censored me. All right. Yeah. We did. Syndicate Sins for 50. We'll be here. If you take a couple of weeks to disconnect, so you can reconnect. Although I'm easily distracted, I would patiently await the return with bated breath. I appreciate that, Seven. Appreciate that. Just take a couple of days. We'll be back on Monday. And I don't know what is my Monday going to be? Just writing?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I could do that. Why are the mods tipping?
Richard.
I'm in need of some shoes. Do you have any suggestions for comfortable yet stylish kicks I could buy? Well, now that you mention it, you can get these. Jen, what do they do? I didn't even know the rules. They have to order them by a certain time, or they turn into something different.
So tonight, for 5 more minutes, this is like we're letting you guys that are here pre-order, and you'll get $5 off shipping if you order them right now before 8. Before 8. And then on Saturday, which is the 9th.
Gino doing that, or
what?
Are you doing?
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you think I got?
You got smooth moves.
He does.
You got smooth hands. You're clearly not a drinker.
And then on Saturday the 9th.
That bourbon makes you shaky in the evenings.
Which is National Crab Meat Day.
What?
They're being released on the 9th because Hecklefish hates the crab cat. And we said, well, but it's just Crab Meat Day. And he said, yeah, but they don't have a National Cat Meat Day. We said, fair enough. So we're releasing them on Saturday.
Call the insane asylum. Tell them we need a translator and find out if they take Venmo.
Saturday at
The great Nick Cage. The great Nicolas Cage.
So the 9th at 9 a.m., the pre-order opens for everybody, and the pre-order would be up for 10 days.
Jenny, what is Nick Cage's favorite drink? Would you guess?
Mojitos.
Mojitos is the correct answer.
We saw Nicolas Cage at Club 33 at Disneyland.
The other club.
The other club, yeah. So there's only like 2 places in Disneyland where you can drink, and you have to anyway.
Be a member and all that.
He was a member. So we got in, and he came in his black leather jacket and was sitting at the bar waiting.
Looking rough.
And he said, 4 mojitos, please. That's my Nicolas Cage. It's not very good.
Pretty good.
But here's my Van Allen belt. Because people keep asking.
Nicolas Cage, 4 mojitos, please. Jill Payne is very generous. Thank you for that tip. That keeps us going.
Thank you.
Oh, I can turn off the ping pong. Dan Tran says, quick question. What is the most... hang on. I've lost control of my ping pong. There we go. That sound gets Nathan excited.
Yeah.
He's a great table tennis player. That's why we don't have a table here.
He'd be on it.
Yes.
Nathan, your main paddle, how much did it cost?
The actual paddle, the wood part, it's probably $280, and then each one of these rubbers is $80.
That's an expensive rubber.
Yeah.
One
When I used to
expensive rubber.
train every day, I'd have to replace it once a month. It was an expensive hobby,
Yeah.
And then the coaching is very expensive too.
Wow. Where do you go?
I'm here. That's what, because Jen was going to get a table.
I was.
Ooh, Yola.
For the office. But once Nathan accepted the job here, I said we can't get one because then I won't be the best table tennis player. And then somehow, by the way, my paddle says Wonder Grandpa on it. Little shout out to the natural. My stickball bat, I put the lightning bolt on it. Stickball. And secretly, Gino became a pretty good ping pong player. I guess playing with the Gordies.
Yeah, we used to play a lot down at Sky Gordy's house. Daily. It was something we would do.
Yeah, I was always a good player, and then Gino just showed up and just started kind of wiping the floor with me, and it was like, oh, wait a second, what have you been doing?
The nicest paddle I own is actually at my old desk in the other office over there, where you're at.
I think this is $30.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of changing the rubbers. I didn't even know you had to do that.
Had to do it once a month. $160 once a month just on rubbers.
Got to keep those rubbers fresh. You do not want an accident. Alex is having an amazing vacation with Jen. Unplug and enjoy the one you love. Cheers. Will do. Appreciate the support, Alex. Ray Lewis, enjoy your time off. Appreciate the support. Uh-oh. Reverend Cobb says, let Freckles go. We got winning to do. So Cobb looking to jump back on some COD?
I guess so.
Devin Ricks, love your shows. How about an episode on the business plot? Would love to see your take on it. Keep up the great work. We were debating it because I love the story as well. I just didn't know if it's Y-Files enough. But the business plot is basically a coup attempt, or a plot for a coup attempt to overthrow the government. And, and some very powerful people, including from the military, were involved in the business plot.
Yes.
So that's interesting that you asked for that, because I like the story. I just and we were debating it in the office. I was fighting against it, I think is the correct term.
But you always fight against all of the topics that we bring up. Here's how the topic meeting goes. Okay, AJ, I've got like 5 pages of topics. So you just tell me yes or no. Topic 1, no, that sucks. Okay, topic 2, boring. Okay, topic 58, no, it's not really Y-Files. Okay, topic 100.
The boring you have to do like Homer. Boring.
Boring. So then by the time I get to like a topic 105, I'm angry. I'm mad. Because everything is not enough. Not enough. It sucks. I hate that. Boring. Not Y-Files enough. And then I just go, fine. You decide what we're going to do.
Did that feel good? Was that cathartic for you?
Yeah, it
You
did.
forgot the
That's what I did. Boring.
She is right, though. That is how the meetings go. There's a shout out from Andy from Pittsburgh, Kansas. Absolutely love you guys. I never even met you. This community is special. Could not agree more, Andy. The community, I think, is what makes the channel different. What makes the channel better.
Yes.
Is that it's so community driven. You know, it starts from the topics which come from you guys. I do not know about any of this stuff. So it's really the community that drives the content. And I think that's one of the reasons we're so good at this. Or at least we were before I got tired. Who else we got? There's Shubham or Shub love viewers and team's dedication. You and Hecklefish made me laugh and kept me hopeful during my depression days. I'm happy to hear that and sorry to hear that. Hope you make the best of your break. Looking forward to seeing you when you're back. Love, Shuby. Hang in there, Shubes. All going to be good. Everything, Chris. Javier, I hope you get well soon. Would like to know if you could do an episode about Great Los Angeles Air Raid. I covered the Battle of LA, if that's the one you're talking about, where they thought there was a UFO over the city and just started firing on it. And I think there might have been a UFO over the city because they tracked it on radar that came in over Long Beach. They tracked it over the city and they tracked it going out. But so we have covered that.
And a ton of witnesses.
And photographs. Jam Bounce 5, who wrote and performed your theme song? Love it. So the theme song is with music on repeat by Victor Lundberg. And it's basically a royalty-free song. You know, I pay for the rights to use it. And but it's just a stock song. One of our fans recorded his own vocal track to it and sent it in. And I get a lot of stuff like that, and it's always terrible. And usually I don't even open it. Like if you send me an attachment, I usually will not. For some reason, I never met this guy. I never spoke to him. He wasn't like a highly engaged member of the community. I listened to the track and I instantly loved it. Like it's perfect. So I had nothing to do with it. It's all him. I link to his channel in all the descriptions. I think he's like, Spaceman Star Ghost or something. Anyway, he's linked in all the descriptions of the episodes. So you can check out his channel. You can see him dancing to it in his Hecklefish platform shoes. It's very funny. Nicole says, you're the Art Bell of our time in my eyes. Oh, there's no way. Thank you. And are you by chance in line to take over Coast to Coast when George Norrie retires? No, I am not in line for that. I would not be interested in going back to radio for 1 second. Not for 1 second. But you're very kind. And Ambat says, I always appreciated the show for keeping me company during extensive computer work sessions at night in VFX work. How about featuring an episode about Billy Meyer? Well, how about shouting out the nice VFX you've been seeing on the channel lately? How about that? I mean, no one works in AI image like we do. Look at this blur filter on this AI image. This is dope. Yeah, it's dope. Shubs, we got you. Billy Meyer, that's an abductee victim. I think, isn't his story kind of graphic? I know Travis is too graphic.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one was Billy Myers.
I don't remember. Casey Genturi for 10. I married my wife via Discord and Minecraft. I love a nerdy couple. We would definitely get along. JP Adams, you don't have the face for radio. Well, that's very nice of you to say. I think. I worked in radio for many years, from local radio all the way up to a national, and I loved it. But I would not want to go back. Josh Dillard for 10.
Boom shakalaka. Thank you for the tip.
Can we talk about the sexy helicopter sniper in the shoe ad? It's giving Academy Award vibes. Does Josh have his Emmy in his avatar?
He does.
What kind of ego? What kind of ego? Is that one of his 2 Emmys?
Yeah.
Yes, Josh was the performer in the ad.
Yes.
And he did a great job. Was that helicopter comped in?
It was real, right?
It looked pretty real.
It looked so real to me.
And I was like, wait a second. I think this might have been comped. And can we talk about the rotor blades, how good they looked?
Oh man, don't get me started on that.
How Nathan just spends hours.
AJ, someone says, say it to his face.
Wait, that's the appearance from the winner. Oh, I will accept the award.
He's got a gorgeous head of hair on that kid.
That's a
gorgeous Latin hair.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Grab your Emmy. Where's the Emmy?
He doesn't carry it around. He doesn't carry his Emmy around with him.
It's right here.
You guys go to the bar in North Vegas. He's just got it. Set it on the bar.
Yeah.
Funk.
It's the only way girls will talk to
Oh, he has it. He does have it there.
So if you're just joining, Josh and Nathan are our editors, and they're awesome.
Emmy award-winning editors.
Emmy award-winning editors.
Because what we haven't mentioned is that Nathan also won those.
Well,
yes. And
one.
And yes, those 2 were the ones who kidnapped AJ.
Yes.
And Josh is also the producer of Ginos Story Hour. Does a great job.
Yes, that's true too.
This was my favorite one.
This was a good one. The side glances, people like those for the most part.
Take that, metric system.
All right, that was a zinger. So what do you think, Jenny? Did we do enough time?
We did.
We did do enough time?
Yes.
All right, Simone Freckles, thanks for hanging out and a great job in the edit. There he goes. Victoria, thanks for your help as always. Couldn't do this without you. There she goes. Ginos Story Hour. Very solid, very strong. Peace out to you. Jenny, will I be seeing you soon?
You will.
You're down the hall?
I'm down the hall.
All right. There she goes. Thanks to everyone for hanging out tonight. Gown Smashing. Can you do an episode on John Teeter? I did. And it's a good one. I don't know if I used his name in the title, so it might be hard to find. but I covered John Teeter in the time travel episode. And I think I discovered who created that story. I think in that episode, I mentioned his name. And it's a fun one. So thanks to everyone for hanging out tonight. I'm sorry to pull the record early, but I am tired, need a break. We'll be back in the office on Monday. I'll live stream here and there throughout the break, but we'll be back with new episodes in April, so just a couple of weeks. We've got some fun stuff planned for you. Some new tech is coming into the studio that's going to bring it up, take it up another notch. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun. MK Nightmare, love you all.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for the Y-Files House Band. You guys sounded great tonight. And take care of those waitresses, will you? All right. Everybody get home safe. This is Hecklefish. And you know what? I did it my